Hi everyone, I'm Gerrit Vermeulen from Let's Talk Network, and today I'm going to be looking at the Nokia E6. It's one of the first Nokia phones to come with Symbian Anna, a bit of an update to their operating system. So first I'm going to take a look at the hardware. On the back here you have your 8 megapixel camera with dual LED flash, and right next to that you'll see the speaker grill. The camera is good, but not great. It's fixed focus, so you'll take good happy snaps, or as we say in Afrikaans, mik en druk, but you're not going to be taking any kind of close-up shots. So that might be a problem for people who like to use their phones as their main style camera. Over on the right-hand side, you have the volume rockers over here, a button that, if you long press it, it activates the voice commands, though in the documentation, it is noted to be the silent button. And over on the left-hand side, you have a micro USB port over there, covered by a nice flap. There we go. On the top, you have the micro SD slot, also covered, the 3.5 millimeter jack, and a power button. I've had some problems with the 3.5 millimeter jack in that it's, if you can see over here, the top is a little bit slanted to the back. So if you do plug in your headphones, the jack can actually move around a little bit, and that can make one of your earphones just stop outputting any kind of sound. So for people like me who enjoy using their phones as music players, that's a bit of a problem, especially if I'm walking around and it's in my pocket moving. And then on the bottom here is the proprietary charging connector, which is a little bit confusing as well, because it seems to charge fine from the micro USB. So I'm not entirely sure why they need both. Okay, then on the front of the device at the top, you actually have a camera for video calling, and then of course your portrait keyboard. Now, obviously this form factor will remind you of Blackberries, and it also follows on from the previous devices in the same class. And the keyboard is also, like the camera, good but not great. I've found BlackBerry keyboards to be better, and I've found myself often mistyping with this one. Maybe it's just that I have really fat fingers. So you can unlock the device with the switch on the right-hand side. And the cool thing about that switch is it also doubles up. If you hold it for a long while, it activates the flash on the back, so then you can get your flashlight. So some changes to Symbian Anna. You have up to 5 home screens now, and as you can see, the screen is touchscreen, so you can swipe between those screens, which is pretty cool. And then it's a 2.4-inch screen, so obviously you don't have a lot of real estate, which means that they needed to compromise with some of the controls. So these buttons at the bottom here, the menu and the options and those kinds of things, are really small, so it's kind of difficult to actually get to them sometimes. And other controls I've also found to be very small to get accurately with my fingers. Social networking wise, you can connect to Twitter and Facebook. The phone comes with a social app. As you can see, applications do take a little while to actually get going, which is a little disappointing, but that's probably because of the 680 megahertz processor. So it's pretty easy to get going with your social networking, which is really cool. The browser has been updated as well, though it's not as great as other leading smartphones out there. And what I also had once or twice is with Mail open in the background and Twitter open in the foreground, clicking a link on Twitter brought up a dialogue that said too many connections open, which is kind of disappointing. It's not something that users should be seeing. It's something that should be taken care of in the background, and I'm not entirely sure why that's there. In terms of battery life, the E6 does pretty well. In the short time I've had it, I've only had to charge it, I think, twice. So you get about 2 to 3 days of I'll call it medium use, and by medium use I mean I was permanently on a connection, so Wi-Fi or 3G, and then pulling down my mail and social updates. So that's fairly impressive. My overall impression of the Nokia E6 is that it's good, but not great. There are other smartphones out there for cheaper than the recommended retail price of 4,500 Rand that will be able to outperform this. So better luck next time, Nokia.